Hello, folks. If you're hearing me for the first time, I am Mayakanan. I'm a geoeconomic architect and a strategist. I'm an inventor and a serial entrepreneur. I architect companies, develop innovative organizations, products, and solutions at a geoeconomic scale. Ever than before, political economics, the newer avatar of political economics is geoeconomics, which was considered as a sub-entity of geopolitics. But now geoeconomics is taking over as a parent of geopolitics, because every geopolitical move taken by every nation around the world is for economic reasons. Even nations don't fight physical war anymore, hardly, but economic war always happens. Even war traditionally was for profit, and sometimes it's for other reasons, but mostly for economic reasons. Now, without even having to fight the real physical war, nations can win over the other using the political economics. So geoeconomics is a thing right now no nations can avoid, and organizations within the nations can't ignore anymore. You might have seen this. Many organizations around the world started coming up doing providing nation building as even a service. Think tanks, people like me, and the other think tanks and economists, geoeconomists, and political agents, everybody is now offering service on nation building and geoeconomics. So it has become a very important tool for every organizations, and they can't ignore anymore if they wanted to be successful globally. The reason for this podcast is to establish the relationship between the nation GDP growth, the economic growth, and why there has to be a practice, or why nations should take care of economic planning in a much deeper scale ever than before, and why the discipline of the geoeconomics has to be part of every organization, every institution, every state programs, or every national or international programs initiated by the groups. It's very, very important to have geoeconomics being integrated as a part of the the plan of any institution or organization or governmental programs. So one of the reasons many people ignore, because there is a wrong notion going around. I wanted to flush out that myth that if you're whatever happens in the product solutions and the services provided in a specific market within a nation would not have much effect on the other nations or other products across the other parts of the world. That is a myth. Because this is the, people kind of a look at the current scenario of the world from, their old methods or old vision. World has transformed a lot. The globalization, whether you decouple or de-risk, still the world is very much interconnected, and the economies are interconnected, and the nations are connected with each other very much. So it's very important to understand, why it is needed to, nations need to pay attention to the GeoEconomics, and what is the basics of it. Why it is one thing happens somewhere will have a ripple effect in other parts of the world, or whatever happens in one part of the world, how much it will be devastating effect on your national GDP and your organization. Even if you are a local player, you are going to be affected. That's the key. And in this podcast, I wanted to lay the foundation for your understanding why it happens that way. Let me take you to the board, and then I'll try to explain it. So the traditional understanding and the way it is working within the market, within one specific market, probably within a country, right? This is how it is all understood in general, the baseline understanding. Products versus consumption. The economic output is the product, the outcome of product versus consumption. So the number of products and number of the amount of consumptions will keep increasing the economic output, right? X, Y, and Z. That's the regular understanding. Within a nation, it's highly simplified, right? But the economic output has more variance to it. There are more access to it. Basically, it is not a vector value, it is a tensor value. It depends on, the economic output depends on labor, natural resources, and financial capital. Essentially, it's not capital, it's financial capital. I don't even like to call it as a financial capital, it's just a finance, right? There used to be the time when this financial capital was real capital, but then, the capital should not be misunderstood. Finance, basically they printed some form of money as a catalyst required to push into the system to increase the productivity and economic output by developing more products which can be consumed within the market, right? So then there is going to be value of laws, national laws, right? Within the nation, the laws and regulations, legal frameworks can modify the behavior of the market and the GDP as well. So there are some other factors which are also negligible in terms of their influence, but it is a tensor value, correct? That's how happens within within a specific market. So generally, the assumption is, okay, within the market, all it takes is the local political scenario, legal laws, and then say, let's separate the law from the government, right? Government stability or political stability, okay? So it is assumed that all these things are going to be acting within the market, right? But now I'm going to take you to make this into spinning this as a global framework. What happens in the global framework is it's a kind of a cubical model. So essentially, you start doing the cube here. It's a cube. That means you started duplicating this, right? Within the across multiple markets. Say market 1, market 2, market 3, right? So that means the economic output, the z-axis, the economic output would go across multiple markets. Most of the organization, even if their consumption is locally, there are some factors which are going to be affecting your z-axis because the world is so interconnected. It's a cube architecture. It's not a simple two-dimensional architecture, because you are, even if your tensor value within the market again gets into additional tensor values. For example, here for the market 1, market 2 and market 3, right? You got, apart from the local labor, there will be an additional factor of international labor, resources across the world, international resources. Then comes financial capital. Again, it is international financial capital. Then comes the, apart from labor, you have the resources, and then you have the international laws, another tensor value, and most importantly, the treaties. Okay, treaties adds into another axis, right? So there are a lot of tensor values. When you start, whether you like it or not, your product getting distributed, even if the product is getting distributed in the local market, the tensor value of these products and solutions are going to be increasing are going to be influencing the market, because your product and solution is indirectly connected with the world. You are a subcomponent of the world market. You just can't ignore it. It's a cube. Even if you keep cutting it into multiple pieces, it's a cube architecture. That means everywhere all these values work with each other and influencing with each other. So what can you do? That's where you need good advisory and good architectural blueprint for the policies. It's not just only the policies. You need a geoeconomic architecture taking into account the global, the trade models and the scenarios. So you need to have the blueprint, that too transformational blueprint, taking into account all geopolitical changes that's going to happen around the world. It's a very complex thing. You need a enterprise extended architecture of your organization, right? You have to take the traditional enterprise architecture and business architecture planning to the next level of economic architecture, embedded with the geoeconomics component around it. And for your national programs, or for the champion organization built by most of the countries now are copying the West in terms of creating the champion organizations, and those champion organizations must have all these components embedded into it. I hope you guys understood from this video why the principle and the practice of geoeconomics is very important, and it has to be adopted within your organization. If you are willing to learn more about it, I'll be happy to consult. You can message me. You can send me a private email with your specific needs to maya.kannan@mayakannan.com, or you can send to my organization engage@sonicorn, SONICORN.com. I'll be glad to reply to you and give you a good solution and advice to your institution or your nation for the programs and the planning of your product solutions in alignment with the global economics. Thanks for watching the video.